Smash
back.
that mother
We're back.
fucking record button.
We're
Let's
back.
get into it. No time to waste.
No time to waste. Everyone, this will be a 3-hour long episode.
Buckle
so
in. Settle
get
in.
fucking ready.
Get cozy.
Because I'm back, bitches.
And you couldn't have been gone
From more
on
chaotic
a more dramatic like it was. I literally kept being like, I wish Kate was here. There's so much going on and I need to discuss with her.
It was like I was seeing things trickle in from overseas and I was like, how is this the week that I'm gone? I'm pissed.
It was so much. I've like every new thing, and like so many people were in our DMs too. Like so many people wanted to chat about everything, and I was just like, I am overwhelmed.
Yes, hi.
But that's
you
okay.
You had to put like an out of office on. Like, please be patient. My co-host is out. Please be patient as I take a while to respond.
I will get through your messages in due time. Please be patient. Thank you so much.
But I'm back now.
And that's all that matters. We possibly have the longest agenda today.
The longest, like, we've been trying to do more like fun little segments in our podcast. Like, what?
Not today.
Taylor Swift song or the driver? Not today. No time for that. No time for riffraff. We just have straight things to talk about. So before we get into everything, I would like to welcome everyone back to TGNF, an F1 podcast with Kate and Nicole. My name is Kate.
With Kate and Nicole this week. Thank
you.
Kate
and Nicole. Kate is back and better than ever.
How was Ireland?
My God.
Give the listeners a little TLDR.
It was so much fun. I loved it. Like, I loved it. It was awesome. Like, I could actually like see myself living there. Like, it was really funny because Dublin is Boston.
Yeah.
It was like exactly Boston. Nick kept saying it the whole time. I mean, Nick's big thing is he loves to like compare things. He's like, do you know what this reminds me of? Do you know what this place feels like? And I'm like, can you just let something be what it is? He can't. He's always like, this reminds me of this, and this is basically this. And I'm like, okay. But he was right. Dublin was Boston. It just like everything felt like it. Like there was like a downtown crossing area that was also near the park that like looked exactly like the Boston Common. And like, it was just really cool. I loved it a lot. But yeah, so we were in Dublin for a couple days. Home base was Dublin. Okay. We had like a hotel there for the full week that we were in Ireland. And the first day or the second, so we went to a rugby game the first day, which was so much fun. I've never been to like a real rugby match.
Only
Nick.
Nick's.
I've been to Nick's rugby match. And then I've watched rugby matches with him, but I've never been to a live one with him. And it was so much fun. I was like way more into it than I thought I was going to be. It was super exciting. And like the energy was just like awesome. It was so fun. And yeah, so that was great. I loved that. And it was perfect for our first day because we were like, we knew that we needed to like keep ourselves awake late. And so it was nice to like have something to do to force ourselves to stay up through it. So that was really fun. And then on Sunday, we went to the Camden for the race. And when I tell you it was the coolest place I've ever watched F1, I felt like I was in a movie theater.
I know, it looked really cool from the photos.
Nicole, the main TV was literally the size of a movie theater screen. Like, it was massive. We were like right up front too, and it was like this giant TV, and then there were TVs, like 10 TVs on either side of it. Like anywhere you were, you could watch. It was so much fun. The service was amazing. The people were awesome. There were a bunch of people from TG1F there that I met. That was so fun. And we all hung out. It was like the best. It was like the best like viewing experience I feel like I've had almost ever.
I love that.
And they love TG1F now at the Camden, said that we'll always have a home there. So if you're in Dublin and you go to the Camden, just tell them you're with TG1F.
TG1F sent you.
TG1F sent you.
You'll get the 5-star treatment.
So yeah, it was awesome. I wanted to go this past Sunday for the Miami race, and they were open. The race was at 8:30 p.m. in Dublin. I wanted to go, but I got a stomach bug. So I was actually throwing up at the time. So I did not go, which was a big bummer, not only because I was throwing up, but also because I wish I had been at the game.
Yeah. One last time before you go, you know?
So yeah, and then we went to Galway for a couple days to take our engagement photos.
Which I've seen a sneak peek of, and they're stunning.
They're really good. So we went with our photographer Albert, who like loves traveling. So if anyone is looking for a photographer literally anywhere in the world, hit up Albert. He's the best. And so we like took a train to Galway, and then we rented a car. Albert was like, I'm renting a car, we're driving to the Cliffs of Moher. And it was so fun. And so he drove the car. He's like, I haven't driven a stick shift in like 10 years. And I've never driven on the left side, or the left side of the road. So it was very scary. But we did it. We made it through as a team. And it was so fun. We like stopped at all these little random spots along the way. There was like so many like old like rundown castles and stuff. It was just really, really fun. And then we were back in Dublin, and then it was like family stuff. Nick's sister got married this past weekend, which is most of the reason you and I were not in Miami, was because I was in Dublin for a wedding, and the wedding was gorgeous.
People know not to schedule things on race weekends. Like, please, guys, please look at the calendar and think about your important dates. And if they line up with very important F1 dates, please do not expect us to be there. Okay.
At myself for my own wedding. No, Austin weekend. Like, am I an idiot? Apparently. But yeah, so the wedding was gorgeous, and it was so much fun. And like, Irish weddings are like 3-day things. It's like you do something on Friday, and then you do something on Saturday, which is the wedding, and then you do something on Sunday. So like, it was a whole long weekend, but it was so fun. I obviously could not do the Sunday things because I was throwing up, but regardless, it was like the best trip. It's so much fun, and like we definitely like needed it. Like Nick and I haven't been on just like a trip in so long, so it was really fun.
I know. I feel like all of my trips lately have been like for F1 related things. So that's why it was also nice to take a little bit of a vacation earlier this year.
And also Nick was like, I haven't been on a vacation without Nicole in a while. He's like, Kate, every vacation we have, Nicole's there.
As I'm calling you, and I'm like, that's not fair that Albert got to go on vacation with you guys and I didn't get to go, and like, that's so fake of you.
Okay, well, if you want to pay for yourself next time and like take our photos, you can come.
Like, Albert literally slid into my DMs and he's like, I'm the third wheel now. And I was like, yeah, don't test me right now. I'm very vulnerable and I'm very emotional about this. Please, please. I have severe FOMO. My mom and dad are gone, and you get to have fun with them, and I don't.
Stinks. We have a new best friend now. His name's Albert.
Okay, TG1F with Kate and Albert. Okay, great. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to be replaced.
Never, Nicole, never.
I hope Albert's your maid of honor.
No, but he'll
and
be
also
there.
Taking photos.
No, but he'll be there though. But it was like really fun. We had a great time. I missed you a lot though. It was weird not being able to like talk to you all the time.
Literally, I was just like, Miss Kate.
Well, I'm back now, baby. Get ready, prepare to be sick of me because we're about to hang out so much over the next few months.
I know we're gonna rue the day we said we missed each other. You're gonna be like,
get the fuck away from me. Like, can Nicole go home yet?
We'd literally never say that to each other.
Never. I've never even thought those words. Never even thought them. Only said it as a joke right now for the first time, and it was not even a funny joke.
And I didn't even mean it. Okay,
I didn't even mean it.
I take it back.
I've never even thought it. I've never said it.
Strike it from the record.
Strike it from the record. Delete it from the notes.
Needless to say, I'm happy to have you back.
Needless to say, I'm happy to be back. Should we just like get into F1 now?
It's F1 time.
It's F1 time. Miami.
So I know you were a little sick in bed, but did you happen to catch the race at all?
Yeah, I did. I paid for Sky Sports.
Okay.
So that I could watch because it was not our hotel did not have Sky Sports available, and so I paid for a 24-hour subscription to Sky Sports on my computer so that we could watch, and honestly, not really that worth it.
No, the race was
so boring.
Snooze fest. And you would think that maybe it would have been a little interesting because Max had to go from 9th till 1st. They just let him through.
Everyone was just like,
everyone said, here you go, sir,
like,
red carpet, go on
is
through.
F1 ever going to be like fun again?
I don't know.
It's so not fun. Like, it's so boring. And honestly, even Alonso continuing to get their place is not even fun anymore. Like,
No.
it's like not, like,
No.
I'm just expecting it now.
Like, it's very much, I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending.
It's just, like, it's just boring. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm still gonna watch it, but
I mean, obviously I'm still gonna watch it, but like, it could be more fun.
Yeah. And I mean, they kind of tried to make F1 more fun this weekend. To no avail.
I think they tried a little too hard to make
they
F1
always
fun this
do
week.
In America. They treat American audiences like we're idiots. Like we are like puppets
children
that need to be like, we want to go to a freaking puppet show and like we need the most ridiculous things to make us excited. And I'm like, please.
Like it's like we have to put Cocomelon up on the TV and we just have to like eyes glazed over,
literally,
to enjoy it.
Oh my god, they make us seem like morons.
But the thing is that I think the thing is that they've done it in a cliche American way and not in the traditional American way. Like we're actually not American enough, if I'm being quite honest. Like I think we can. We're at a 7. We need to go to a 10 on the American culture. There were no pyrotechnics. Okay. We had no explosions. We had no fire. Okay. We did have cheerleaders, but I think it could be more girls in beer shirt cutoffs, with huge boob jobs. Okay.
Yeah. Like think Pamela Anderson's rise to fame.
Right.
The Labatt's girl.
Exactly. Like I feel like we could have done that. I feel like we needed
like they needed Hooters girls. Like they need like Hooters girls out there in the Hooters uniform doing their thing.
Yeah. We needed spin outs.
Absolutely.
We needed more drunken antics.
Basically, we need if you're trying to make F1 American, make it more NASCAR.
Make F1
more NASCAR.
Like, I just think that it was like, it is so cliche and like not in a fun way, you know? It was like just cliche enough to be corny, but not cliche enough to be funny.
So here's the thing, is like they could do so many other things. Like, so they did the intros, which were so dumb. But you know how they could have done something similar without making it like, without making the drivers need to like really be a part of it? Is like doing like more like walk-in photos. You know what I mean? Like tell all the drivers. This is, I feel like, not very hard for them. Tell the drivers they have to arrive at the same time and they all have to arrive on a bus. Like do like a driver bus, like a team bus, and then take photos of them walking out in their fits. Like do like an NBA style like arrival. Like everyone's arriving at the same time. They're all in their fits. We're taking entrance photos. Like that would be fun and American. Like that would be like funny.
The thing is too is that none of these people are used to this type of like celebrity culture. And so they just like don't know how to participate in it. And like I'm just like I think the only person who really kind of had fun with it was Lewis. Yeah. Like I felt like Lewis was like, yeah, I get it. But everyone else
is also like an American sports fan.
Right. And so, like, you know who would have crushed it? Danny would have crushed his opening. 100%. Absolutely. Like, I feel like these people who are currently on the grid don't have the personality to, like, do this type of thing, you know? No.
And I think that's what, like, everyone needs to take into consideration. Like, know your audience, but also know your players. Like, know the people that you're working with and do something that's going to, like, go with that. Like do something that's gonna like relate to them. Like you can't just make something American, right? You have to like take an American idea and like concept, but you have to then make it like European. Like you have 100%. To make it more like their speed. You
more
can't just
subdued. Yeah
like I don't know. I feel like there was a lot that they could have done that would have been way better, but like they just are like, what if we just do things that are the worst?
Well, it was so funny because I don't know if you caught LL Cool J's like announcements.
Not really, no.
It started and the room just fell silent as we all just took in what was happening with those intros. It was as if LL Cool J wrote those intros himself. Now, I don't know if he did and I don't know if he didn't, but I will say the writer's strike currently is impacting
F1.
F1 because it's like LL Cool J learned all of their names 30 seconds before
I don't doubt that he did.
doing the announcements. And it was so funny because, you know, they're all coming out and they're getting blasted with the fucking dry ice steam. And they're like, what the fuck? And then LL Cool J's like naming random ass like facts about them that are like not really prevalent. And then he brought up the beef with Ocon and Pierre. And he was like, old rival turned current teammate. Esteban Ocon. And I was just like, bro, what? And then Lewis comes out and he like dabs him up. And I'm like, it's giving that Key and Peele sketch where one he's like the president and he shakes the hands with all of the white guys, but then dabs up like all of the black guys. And I was like, this is exactly what's happening right now. It was so absurd. It was just like, I was too stunned to speak because I was like, who brought this idea to the table and how many people had to say yes to it
That's
in order
what I
for
think
this to be the
every
thing?
time they do anything for any of these like American races. I'm like, who was in this room? And like, did you have a whiteboard? Like, are you like presenting your ideas? And you're like, what if we did the worst thing of all time? And everyone's like, yes, 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 yes. All in favor say aye. The whole room says aye. Like, I'm afraid of Vegas. I am afraid. I'm physically afraid. They're gonna like straight up put them all in a cannon and just shoot them out into their cars. Like they're gonna be in the
saw
cannon
them in half. Yeah.
Well,
apparently
they're all doing magic tricks. Actually I would love this. Is if they get
you would love this.
Chris Angel's there. Alanis is gonna get her. Everyone has to rate him for Alanis. He's there, and he makes them all appear. It's gonna be a big magic trick. He's gonna go up to each car. It's gonna be an empty car, and then he's gonna do his magic, and they're gonna appear in the car, and that's how the race is gonna start.
That would be incredible, actually, though.
That's what I'm saying.
That would magic actually involved, be really good.
I am actually into it.
Well, you may be in luck because, according to sources, there will be 8 races that have similar pre-show antics on the calendar.
I love the word antics. Like that was an antic. That was a huge was giving
there's no other way to describe what happened. The spectacle, I guess you could say.
Just like what, but okay. I hope so 8 more.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's not okay. So we know that 2 of them are going to be the American races, obviously. But also, like, okay, thank you. Give this to some other countries too, so we can stop being the butt of every joke. Like, please, can we have like everyone is in lederhosen in Germany or like something? Like, can everyone please like? Can we just bring out some cultural stereotypes? No offense to everyone. I'm not saying let's be culturally insensitive, but if everyone is just gonna come in riding on horses and fucking looking at American cheerleaders and being like, yeah, America sucks, and just bringing our stereotypes to the table, like I'm trying to bring some stereotypes to other people.
Okay,
right?
How do you like it when it happens to you? Okay, yeah, it's not very funny now.
Is it?
No, I agree. But you know who also doesn't find it very funny?
Someone who doesn't think anything is funny.
Fucking student president, hall monitor George Russell, the director of the Grand Prix Drivers Association, which I didn't even know was a title, but I would
you didn't know he was that?
No, I didn't know that was like an official title that you could hold, but I need a shirt that says that on it. He said, quote, "It's distracting. I'm here to race. I'm not here for the show, and I'm here to drive, and I'm here to win." Okay, George, well, we know you're not here to win because you're not going to win in that Mercedes, but that's a very nice thought to have. Very cute. But you might as well lean into the antics while you can because Mercedes needs a fan base to get some money for next year's car. So just have fun with it, George, because
Why
you're
be upset
certainly
when you
not
can
winning.
just have fun, George?
It was just so funny because like
pick a good walkout song and just have fun. Have fun.
I know,
with
I can't believe they didn't get to like pick walkout songs. Like that would have been fun
That
too.
would have been funny.
That would have been so fun.
Okay, but maybe they could do that in Vegas because
For,
that's
like
that's like where all the fights happen, and so they'll come out in like Red Bull fucking boxing
attire.
Robes and like come out to their walkout songs. Like that I would love.
That would be really funny.
I would love
that. Yeah. But I think this kind of similarly ties in.
Max is absolutely coming out to All I Do Is Win. That's Max's song, 100%. Everyone would be so mad. Everyone's booing. It would be that would be like the ultimate like American stereotype. Like they're coming out to walkout songs, they're getting booed or cheered. Like that's American. Everyone being upset that Max is booed. Like, sorry, that's America. We're gonna tell you how we feel. Like everyone's booing. Nobody's clapping. Like that's why Rotten Tomatoes exists, is because people want to say how bad shit is in America. We don't want to celebrate victories. We taunt losers. That's like what we do.
But he's not even a loser, he's a winner.
I know, but people still don't like it. Yeah. And so
we love to hate a winner.
So he's coming on to All I Do Is Win. 100%. Everyone's booing. It's going to be incredible. Half the crowd is cheering, half is booing. It's just giving America, you know?
Charles is coming out to his recently released piano medley.
It's just a piano out. No, but Charles coming out to "Wish You Would Step Back from That Ledge," my friend. Or no, he's going out to "I'm Sick and Tired" by what is it? Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
White Tie Affair.
Yeah, White Tie Affair. Somebody turn the lights on.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's Charles.
Yeah, Lewis is coming out to he's releasing a song he does with Drake to come out to.
Yeah, he's like, let me tell you, I'm making something for this.
Yeah, 100%. It would be so good. Okay, guys, we've just given you a lot of ideas for Vegas, so someone take those and run with them.
Vegas Grand Prix, please call us. Like, we have so many ideas. Like, this is why I'm like, how is no one trying to partner with us? We have so many ideas, and we're basically giving them away for free on this podcast. Like,
this is an ideas factory where you can just mine for gold.
This is an F1 war room. We are coming up with ideas here.
Ideas are being made here. Okay, you heard them first.
This is the idea factory. The F1 idea factory is this podcast.
Yeah. And y'all are missing out on some of the best ideas in the game. And that's not my fault. You know what Vegas will be, though?
What?
Bigger Celebrity Central.
Oh, God.
I don't even want to know what the celebrity
Kim Kardashian's hosting a party at Tao.
One Oak.
Kylie Jenner is hosting something at the Sugar Factory. You already know Tiesto's gonna be there.
Bobby Flay's
cooking for everyone.
His restaurant.
Bobby Flay's doing all the hospitality with the mayor of Flavortown.
Yeah, that would be an incredible team. I hope people are gonna do collaborations with Guy Fieri, because I need to see that.
All I need to see Guy Fieri have to come out. Everyone, oh my God! Everyone
with their visors and the tips.
Okay, can we work with Guy Fieri for Vegas? It would be not even having to, like, we're not even involved in F1 really, but like we're working.
We just email him, we're like, we have some ideas, and he's like, oh, great to hear.
We have some
Formula
ideas,
1. And we're like, no, we're not from Formula 1.
No, we're actually not from Formula 1. We're just fangirls of Formula 1, but we can. We help
just have ideas.
Like, yeah, Bobby Flay and Guy Fieri are doing all of the hospitality. They're doing the catering. That's what you're eating.
Oh, you know what they should do?
Tell me.
Someone should do a Beat Bobby Flay episode with the drivers against Bobby Flay. Like, Carlos should do a Beat Bobby Flay.
And Carlos has to do burgers because that's his signature dish. Charles has to do carbonara. Will he do it?
Will he do it? I don't know.
Danny has to do his pizza that he loves. Yuki has to, like, oh my God. Yeah. Beat Bobby Flay.
Iron Chef, Beat Bobby Flay.
Okay, yes, I am screaming. This has to happen. This absolutely has to happen.
That would be, I would die for a front row
Celine
seat.
Dion is singing the American national anthem.
She's not doing very well right now. She's pretty sick. So I don't think Celine Dion is going to be able to do it. Okay. She's also not even American.
Yeah, but she's like Vegas staple.
I feel like Adele can do it now, you know?
True.
Adele's kind of like,
we're gonna have like a Dita Von Teese burlesque show.
Yeah.
Okay, this is where we need a reunion of the burlesque movie.
So Lewis can also be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because he collabed with Christina Aguilera.
Yeah. He is taking over as like the music producer guy in it. We've got Cher. Oh my god, this is absolutely happening because Kristen Bell was in that movie and Dax Shepard is all into F1 now, so Kristen's going to come back. Kristen's going to come back for her role. We've got Julianne Hough, we've got Christina Aguilera. Cher obviously is like, okay. Okay,
we're getting ourselves really excited about this.
We're getting really worked up. So, what they need to do at the beginning of the race, instead of just the driver's parade, what is more American than a parade? They just need a parade with floats. Like, I want a parade with straight up floats, and I want there to be a burlesque float, and I want there to be like a Caesar's Palace float, and each driver gets to choose which float they want to be on.
Do you think they'll like make them go to like the small like Eiffel Tower or like the different places like to interview the drivers from where they're from like around the world?
Fun. That would be very fun. You know what I would love to do is drink around the world in Epcot with all the drivers in their respective countries. That would be a fun day.
So fun. You know, it's kind of like this could be a very fun charity event where, you know how we did at the Cape, like everyone created their own bar within the house. Each team had to like pair up and like create a signature cocktail. And then you could like go to all of the bars and like hear.
I would wish for that as my Make-A-Wish.
That's my new Make-A-Wish.
That's my new Make-A-Wish. Okay, there's floats. There's just floats. All I'm seeing is floats. I'm seeing floats in my brain.
I'm seeing
floats as the driver's parade. Like, think Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
It's around Thanksgiving anyway, so like that makes sense. It's all coming together. Okay, honestly, F1 call us. Do you think some of them are going to be featured in the Macy's Day Parade? Because I think it's that same week.
That could be fun.
I don't know if the
F1 float in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Okay, we have so many other things to cover.
We should be talking about Miami. We're talking about Vegas. Like, we need to be talking about things that have happened, and we're like going off on a huge spiral about something that has not happened yet. You guys are listening
to us just literally whiteboard. We're like, oh my god,
this is what happens. We haven't had a manic episode on this podcast in too long, I think, and that was one right there.
Okay, but speaking of celebrities, I will say there were a lot of celebrities in the paddock this weekend, and almost none of them were exciting. It was like the most boring collection of celebrities except the Jonas Brothers.
Can I tell you an unpopular opinion I have about the Jonas Brothers right now?
Sure.
I'm a huge fan of Waffle House.
Interesting.
I love it. I can't get it out of my head. Like, it is just like on loop in my head. Like, I cannot stop like thinking about it.
The thing is, I liked it the first time I heard it, but they have absolutely run it into the ground with their fucking TikTok campaigns and partnering with every single person who has a mediocre platform on TikTok, and they do the same TikTok over and over again, and I'm like, we get it. That's the Waffle House. We get it. Okay? So I'm just kind of over it now, and I'm ready for the album, which they were supposed to release it last Friday, and guess what? It got pushed back. And that's fake as fuck of them. I have beef with the Jonas Brothers right now after this whole New York Yankees Yankee Stadium situation. Like, I have beef. I'm pressed about that.
I know.
They can catch these hands when I see them on August 12th. Catch these hands. Anyway, they were there. They performed. It was Short King Central.
It always is in F1.
They felt super at home at F1 because they're all so short. Tom Cruise was there, and
also King Central.
Let me tell you, his fillers are out of control. I looked at that man and I said, "Who is that?" he needs his money back from his cosmetic surgeon because it is getting out of control. But I think one of the juiciest things from this weekend came out that Dumas posted a tip that today someone saw Shakira and Tom Cruise making out in the paddock. Which I said, I don't believe that. Dumas kind of been on my shit list lately. I feel like they've just been posting anything and everything, and so I don't really believe them. But I did find that very funny. And I was like, yeah, Shakira, get it on. You guys both probably commit tax fraud, so that's great for you both.
So, I went to get my hair cut the other day with my stylist, who is doing my hair for my wedding, and she told me that my hair has never been better and had no idea what was going on. So, I had to tell her that Wella Professionals just released its most luxurious hair care line, Ultimate Repair.
Okay, that's incredible. Our hair truly is going to look so good at your wedding.
That's really my only goal. So, I'm probably going to sell out Ultimate Repair Miracle Hair Rescue leave-in treatment by myself because it's made my hair so nice. I need to have it on deck for the wedding.
You absolutely do. Like, what do you want your wedding hair to look like? What are you thinking about for it?
I feel like I'm going to do a fun little half up, half down, which is my go-to hairstyle. But I want it to be really shiny and soft and have a few curls in it, which never look good if my hair isn't shiny.
Okay, love that. And yeah, Wella's gonna get you looking right. I mean, the whole line has patented technology that includes alpha hydroxy acid to rebuild your hair bonds from the inside and omega 9 to replenish the outside and smooth hair. So you're getting incredible hair from the inside out.
Right? That's what I'm saying. The Ultimate Repair Miracle Hair Rescue repairs hair damage in 90 seconds with less breakage and smoother hair, which I'm obsessed with.
Same. I'm going to tell all of the bridesmaids and our listeners that you can purchase Ultimate Repair Miracle Hair Rescue at Ulta now. You can also go to Wella.com. That's WELLA.com to learn more.
I don't have opinions here. I have nothing to say about this.
And then
I have nothing to say.
My favorite part, though, was in the after show, Will Buxton was interviewing will.i.am, who...
I love will.i.am.
Who was maybe conducting the orchestra. I don't know if he was legitimately conducting the orchestra or if he was just doing hand motions. I'm not sure. I just didn't trust him to really be a conductor type. But Will Buxton was interviewing him afterwards, and our boy, Manifest Minute King, was saying, yeah, you just gotta manifest. You gotta take vision, and you gotta just really think about the things that you want and take from that inner light and build towards a future that you want. And I said, that's TG1F coded.
Yeah, it is.
And he said that for us, but it was very funny because they were like literally just will.i.am was like droning on, and you could tell Will Buxton was just like zoning out, and then he was like trying to find a moment to cut in to be like thank you, but will.i.am just kept going and going and going.
Dead. And then obviously there was a huge Fast and Furious tie, which, okay, I won't lie to you, I enjoyed the opening bit with Vin Diesel and what's her name, Michelle Gonzalez, is that her name? Where they were like, they like interspersed them in the cars and Fast and Furious, but then F1, like I kind of liked it. I was like, this is a tie-in that like makes sense right now. Like I get it.
Yeah, it was good promo.
Yeah.
I get it. I just think
I also, I have a huge crush on Vin Diesel.
I know you do.
So
I know. Too bad we weren't there this weekend. Would have been huge for you.
Would have been big for me.
Would have been huge. But other than the celebrities, the cringe-worthiness of the Miami Grand Prix, the boringness, we saw Alonso basically talking about
who was watching the race on the
TVs because he was just like
by himself.
Good for him. Third place. I feel like that's going to be pretty standard for him moving forward. Obviously it was Logan Sargent's hometown race. Very, very disappointing showing for his first home Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Started 20th. Don't even know where he ended up.
I think he ended up 20th.
So sad. Sorry, Logie. Was not the best showing for you. You'll get him next time. If
you get 3 chances this year. Yeah. 3 home Grand Prix. So
Duracell's really riding your dick and they really love you. So, you know, get some of that positive energy from them.
Get your money, babes. All right.
That's all that matters. And I think the biggest thing to come out of this weekend, which I've already discussed a little bit, but
drama.
The Tarte.
Drama for your mama.
The Tarte drama. I've had so many people ask me about that this week. And they're like, wait, what's going on? I heard about Tarte and some like F1 drama, and you're the only person I know who like knows about F1. And I'm like, okay,
let me tell you.
DR cracks neck, cracks knuckles.
Yeah, let me tell you.
So TLDR, in case you missed it, was Tarte, the makeup company, invited a bunch of beauty influencers to an F1 influencer Miami.
They're like beauty lifestyle. They're like, because I know some of the influencers that went aren't beauty. They're like one that I follow. She's like a mental health podcaster, more like lifestyle influencer. So it's just more of like the typical Tarte, like beauty, lifestyle, fashion influencers.
Yeah. So everyone got invited to the Grand Prix this weekend. I would say 90% of the invitees had not a clue what Formula One even was. And they were all making their videos being like, I'm excited, but I have no idea what Formula One is. And that's not what I took issue with, because as you all know, or you should know at this point, Kate and I aren't here to gatekeep, and we don't necessarily care how you get into the sport or how you enjoy the sport.
Yeah, and like these women got paid to do this. Like we
don't blame them.
They were invited by a major brand in their industry.
Right.
Like Tarte is a makeup brand. So if you're a beauty influencer and Tarte invites you on a trip, you're obviously going to go to that, like no matter what. Like even if you don't know what it's about, like you're going to, like, the problem here is not the people that were invited. It was who did the inviting.
Right. And it's just frustrating because it feels like F1 influencers always get the short end of the stick whenever it comes to these types of things. And I get that F1 is trying to grow as a brand and like try to reach new audiences, but it's also like, we've also done a lot of work for you in growing the brand and growing the audiences and like putting out educational resources. So it's like, at what point do we maybe get a little slice of the pie and a little recognition for some of the work that we've done here? And it's just disappointing because it's also like,
yes, I like understand their idea that like bringing people in that don't have just a strictly F1 audience is going to expand their audiences. It's going to get more people involved, and like love that. Think that's like great. Like I think if I was to do it differently, if I was Tarte, same thing, exact same thing that they did. Like invite those same people, but then also open it up to some people that are like in the sport. So like,
it didn't have to be everyone. It could have been like 5 people, and I think people would have been ecstatic. And it didn't have to be one or the other.
Like it didn't have to be like, don't invite beauty influencers. Like that's obviously their demographic. Like those are the people that like they've probably have like long-term partnerships with them, and I like that. Like I love the idea of them inviting influencers from outside F1 that could get people involved. But I think that you also, if you're going to do that, you have to do some market research too on like, okay, who are the people in this space and who might have overlapping interests? Like who would be able to do a little bit of both? Like I'm not saying invite Dax Shepard on your Tarte makeup influencer trip.
Right.
But there's people like us. There's people like She Loves F1. There's people like Fan Behavior Podcast. There's like other women in this space that I think would have been like great people to have invited on that, who have overlapping interests between both beauty, lifestyle, and Formula One.
100%. Yeah. And I think that was just kind of the most disappointing part, because it was like, this felt perfect, like a perfect opportunity for us, and alas. So that was just really disappointing. And I think obviously we're not upset like at the influencers who went. Again, we're not here to gatekeep. Like I'm glad more people are getting into it. That's better for us. Like we're excited that more people want to talk about it. But I also think one of the things that I found most frustrating was how many comments I saw about the most toxic people in this community being like, see, this is why women don't like F1, because they don't know anything about it and they're just going for the Instagram photos. And I was like, we've been working so hard against this narrative, and now it is front and center again. And and that was kind of just like the most frustrating thing for me to see, was just like all of these stupid comments.
Right. And I'm just like the thing that like it's nobody understands like nuance.
Right.
No one understands. Yes, maybe those women that went don't understand about F1, but first of all, they're excited about going, so that's cool. Maybe after going, they're going to be interested in it for one reason or another. Who knows? But also, like, they're being paid to be there.
Right.
So there's difference between someone just going for an Instagram photo and being paid to go for an Instagram photo. Like, they're being paid to go there and talk about it and post Instagram photos, whether or not they knew anything about it. That's what they're contracted to do. So like there's levels to it where it's just so different and no one understands that. And it's just like, it's so frustrating because it's like you can't explain it to people. You also can't explain it to people that don't want to understand. They don't want to understand. That's how they think, and they're looking for reasons and like proof points for themselves without looking for any like actual explanation.
No, 100%.
Which is just like, it's a hard fact of life that we just have to kind of accept, but also work against, I guess.
Again, why be upset when you can just have fun?
Why be upset when you can just have fun? And you want to know what? All those influencers looked like they had a great time. So I'm happy for them. And I hope that they went and were like, this is really cool. I want to get into this. And maybe they find us. Maybe they find another like page about this. Maybe they go and watch Drive to Survive. Like maybe they like went and were like, that was so much fun. I need to learn more about this sport. And if so, that's incredible. And I'm happy that happened.
Exactly. We're not here to gatekeep, and we just want people to have fun. But we also would love to be celebrated and have a little fun ourselves.
I want to have some fun. So
I just would love.
Next time you want to let other people have fun, that would be great. But also, like, let me have some fun too. Thanks.
It's giving that Michael Scott, I love an inside joke, hope to be a part of one someday.
Literally.
That's me with a brand influencer trip. But anyway, enough about the Miami drama. You guys all followed it all weekend. We couldn't get away from it fast enough. There was so much going on. But kind of to tie into Miami, into our drama section was, and this is kind of having to do with the spectacle, is that like the driver's briefing ran for about an hour on Thursday night, and there was a really lengthy discussion around DRS, and so the DRS zones, 2 out of the 3 DRS zones had been shortened, and apparently there was, you know, a lot of discussion around how this is bad because, especially since there was a lack of passing in Baku, drivers are not very happy about this change. And so the mood was already foul. And then they come in and say, by the way, there's going to be a presentation ceremony, aka the intros, for Sunday. And we're politely reminded that it is for the show. Okay? And then someone unnamed, who I would love to know who this was, said one of them pointed out that that without overtaking, there wouldn't be much of a show for the fans. T. Because,
and also true.
Like, let them speak. Like, let them live. And I think this is kind of going into the fact that Alex Albon recently said that they're just upset with the FIA and that they would like a single governing body to be present in representation for all of the drivers. And I said, they're no taxation unionizing
without representation.
I was like, they are unionizing, and they want someone at the table who has their best interest at mind. Yeah. And I think that is very smart of them, because
absolutely,
I think we're just, every single week, new articles are coming out about how their drivers are just getting so frustrated with the state of things. And it's kind of like, it
as
sucks
they should be.
Because, you know, the FIA holds all of the power, because it's like, they're like, well, we can just find someone else. We can find someone else who wants your spot. There's only 20 positions, and we'll find someone else who's going to be obedient and is going to play by the rules. And like, that is so shitty to think about, but yeah, I think they just have to be really careful. And it's like, how comfortable are you with your position to not be booted?
Right.
But we're getting upgrades at the next race. So to our question earlier, will F1 ever be fun again?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Maybe in Imola we'll get some really good upgrades and people will start to be a little more competitive. But I think even Christian Horner is a little upset with how uncompetitive this season is. I think he recently said that he's like, it's sad, it's disappointing to see all of the people. I made it was like a little backhanded compliment, but he was like, it's disappointing to see people so far behind, right? He's kind of patting himself on the back, but like, it's true. It's not fun. It's not fun for anyone.
It's not fun to win when you're that far ahead. And
right.
I get it.
Right? Like, it's like, oh, it's too easy. And it's like, doesn't feel as fun when you're like battling and you're clearly like out racing the other person, and it's like a close finish and it's exciting and adrenaline rushing.
Right.
We're not getting any of that this season.
No, we sure are not.
But we are getting maybe
potentially
an 11th team.
Allegedly we're getting an 11th team.
According to Will Buxton, we're getting an 11th team from Silverstone on, which thankfully our friend Elizabeth Blackstock has written an article debunking these rumors. Apparently Will was just live tweeting the press conference and like really did not add any clarifications to this. But Sunday was a buzz with Brad Pitt is entering an 11th team to race every single race in Silverstone and beyond. Now, I had so many questions. One, how is that even fucking possible?
Literally, like, what world are we living in?
How can you even just come in halfway through the season and be like, yep, I'm entering an 11th team with actors
just for
as
my
drivers?
movie.
Like, I don't really understand. I was like, especially after the whole Andretti situation and everyone not wanting Andretti to be part of the grid, they're just gonna let an 11th team come in. There were so many other questions, but fear not, they are not doing an 11th team fully. There will be some scenes, like I talked about 2 episodes ago with Kate, that Brad Pitt will be driving an F2 car that was built by Mercedes. It kind of looks like an F1 car, but it's not fully, during Silverstone Grand Prix weekend, to get shots of the car on track with full stands. So it kind of gets the environment, but he won't be racing anyone.
He's not actually potentially gonna beat Max for the championship and win races.
Can you imagine?
It would be
so funny. Sleeper pick, Brad Pitt comes in at the 11th hour as the 11th team to beat Max Verstappen.
Beats Williams for sure.
Hey, Williams is not doing that bad this year. It's McLaren.
True.
It's
like in the past years, and it was like Nico Hülkenberg was not even a real driver, and he still like beat Nikita Mazepin.
Like, so fear not. If you had any confusions over the 11th team announcement, I did as well. It's not happening. There will be some shots, I think, throughout the rest of the season where Brad Pitt or a stunt driver may get into an F1 type car during the weekend, and
probably during like a practice session or something, I would think.
They'll get some scenes in, but that's about it. So have no fear, because we're all like, well, get Danny in the 11th team. Get Danny in that car. What's he doing? But don't worry, Danny's still on Red Bull payroll and their court jester.
He will still be creating content. Don't you worry.
Don't worry.
All right, let's get into some driver drama.
Let's do it.
So, a couple things about Fernando Alonso this week. Tell me about the first one, Nicole.
First one is, this is just a headline, and it piqued my interest, and I thought it was just like a very good life lesson, not only for the two of us, but I think for everyone, but also for our boy Danny. It says, Fernando Alonso, quote, 2 years out of Formula One refreshed me. And basically Alonso just took the time to talk about how he took a step back and really kind of tried other things and got his zest for Formula One like back. And clearly that has proved to be very fruitful for him. And so I think he's happy to be back in the car. He's happy to be racing again and excited by it. Whereas when he left, he was kind of like, meh, this maybe isn't for me. You know, I've maybe given all that I can in this sport, but now it's time for me to go try something new. So he went to go try something new, but now he's back and better than ever.
Truly.
And I think this is, important for us because you have to take time away from things to really appreciate them.
Absolutely.
To really, as they say, distance makes the heart grow fonder. That's all a lie. You need to take some space from things that you love sometimes to really appreciate them.
If you love them, let them go. If it's meant to be, it will come back.
Exactly. That's what Christian says about Danny. And he basically, there's hope for Danny and to be like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, all you needed was you just need a little time off.
You just need
Get
a
your
little break.
mojo back.
Yeah.
Find yourself again. Find that competitive spirit. Find that racer in you, and you'll be back better than ever.
Absolutely.
And there's so much buzz around Danny, like being in the test Red Bull cars lately, and kind of like, the buzz is all about Danny getting a Red Bull seat soon.
You're big on the buzz this week.
Am I? Have I been saying
You've
buzz?
You've been saying like there's buzz. A paddock was a buzz.
No,
like there's a big buzz, gal.
Buzzword.
The buzz is the buzzword.
buzz, bitch. It's me. But yeah, I think just something we can all, take to
remember.
heart.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world if you think that you failed at something or you feel like you haven't reached the accomplishment that you want yet. You can
you feel like you've made it to the top and you're like, now what? Take a step back. You're always allowed to take a step back.
Always.
From things that you love, and that is not a bad thing.
Amen.
So here's the other thing about Fernando Alonso.
And this is what I've been waiting to talk to you about.
We've been waiting because talk about something that's TG1F coded. This is TG1F coded. So a couple of weeks ago, there were obviously fake rumors, but hysterical rumors that Fernando Alonso was dating Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. We talked about this plenty in episode, I think, 73. So if you want to listen to that, go for it. But there's a new rumor out there.
We've moved on.
We've moved on from that. Taylor has moved on.
Sorry for not Fernando.
Taylor has moved on from Fernando Alonso. Is now rumored to be dating Maddie Healy,
our
the lead singer of the 1975. And everyone I know has been texting me about this because they're like, okay, between Taylor's rumors to be dating Fernando Alonso and now Maddie Healy, like, she's really living your dream. And I was like, first of all, I do not dream of dating Fernando Alonso. Thank you very much. But I do dream of dating Maddie Healy.
We would maybe say yes.
I wouldn't say yes. I have a very nice man right now, and if I was going to leave him for anyone, it was not going to be Fernando Alonso.
That's fair. That's so fair.
So, but Maddie Healy, on the other hand, no, it's like these rumors are. First of all,
it's so crazy because I don't know. I'm starting to believe them. I don't know if I'm starting to believe them or if I'm just starting. Or if they're just really playing into this rumor.
think they're really playing into it because, first of all, you know that Taylor is the master of PR. She is master of optics and knows when to talk about things and when to not talk about things and when to, like, play into something. Like, she's so good at that. Like, she's so good at, like, playing into rumors without confirming or denying. And Maddie's good at that, too. And Maddie also loves to, like,
he's such an attention whore.
And he loves to, like, make a fool of reporters himself, and, like, the media and, like, so I feel like they both, I mean, I'm sure that they know each other. Like, we know that they know each other. We know that they've been a fan of each other's work for a while.
Let's not forget the Tumblr fiasco.
Lest we forget.
2017.
But, like, I don't know. I don't believe that they're dating. Because I don't think that Taylor would get into something so quickly.
But we don't know how long her and Joe have actually been broken up, Just because we publicly knew that they were broken up in, March or April does not mean that
but there was a bunch of sightings of them, like, out and about as recently as, like, February.
Okay.
February is, according to Dumois, February is the last time they were out publicly seen together.
Okay, but here's the thing, is that who amongst us hasn't had kind of a skeevy rebound?
I know. But also Maddie's been out and about with a bunch of models as recently as, like, 2 months ago.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I think that they have a lot of mutual friends. And
he's been at all 3 of her Nashville shows this week.
But he's also, like, best friends with Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I think that there's a lot of things going into this, like, playing into this PR-wise, where they're like, we're not going to confirm it, but we're not going to deny it. And, like, maybe they're hooking up, who knows? But I don't think they are, quote, madly in love, as some inside sources have said.
Here's the thing. I don't hate it, though. Like, I don't think that they're going to get married, but do I think it's a fun little time for Taylor Swift to be dating Maddie Healy? Yes, absolutely. Yes. Again, short man, tall woman, and I appreciate that. And I'm like, you know what? Good for them. Let
what
her
I'm
have
saying.
like weird stuff with Maddie Healy experience. Good. She needs it after Joe. He's fucking boring. Boring
she needs
Joe.
some weird Maddie Healy shit, that's for sure. Because you know that man is weird.
He's weird. Nepo baby weird.
Like, I think that they may or may not be hooking up.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're like madly in love dating, like exclusively dating. I don't think Maddie really exclusively dates people. It's only been a few people. And also he doesn't really have the capacity, I don't think, to love anyone more than himself. So
that's true. Also, but like imagine the albums they would write about each other if they were in love. That would be art for us. That would be such art. Good art. We would win. We would win in that breakup.
I'm thinking about Halsey's Room 93.
Like, it would be even better than that. It would be better than that. I'm just
thinking about it. I mean, but here's the thing: is that like Maddie's not as unhinged anymore. Like he's not on heroin, so like you can't write an album about being with this like edgy boy on heroin that you're gonna save from his addiction, like Halsey did. Like, I'm sorry, but no one's beating Room 93 as a Maddie Healy album. Nobody's beating it.
That's true. You're not incorrect, but I just imagine that both of their albums about each other could be absolute fucking bangers.
Absolutely. So that's why they need to be hooking up right now.
Yeah.
And it has to end really dramatically.
Yeah.
That's it.
It needs to end so messy.
So messy.
So messy. I would love to see it. But yeah, I think I like this rumor more than I like the Fernando Alonso rumor. And you know,
this one's more believable than the Fernando Alonso. Like, this one actually has some threads of like, this could happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny. I love how quickly Taylor's love life just kind of gets into the tabloids, and
they're immediately like, she's single, she's dating everyone, like, once again.
And this is why she went into hiding with Joe, you guys, because you rumored her with literally everyone, and she was tired of it. Don't push her back into a Joe situation, okay? Let her live.
Please.
Okay. And kind of like meh news. Max has matched Sebastian Vettel's record with most wins at Red Bull. So Seb will no longer hold that title after next race.
After next race, when Max wins.
Max will win again, and Seb will be knocked down to number 2. Sad to see him go. His legacy will live on forever.
King.
Nah, he's not dead, but he's out there somewhere.
With the bees.
Now, here's something that I really want to talk about. Just had to get that Max content out of the way. Here's something I really want to talk about, and that is Daniel motherfucking Ricciardo
at the motherfucking Met Gala. We talked about it. We wanted it to happen, and it happened.
We said, maybe Daniel will be there. Who knows? Who's to say?
And then guess who the
we were to say. Up? We were to say.
Oh my God. I mean,
and you know, I had seen the rumors earlier in the day, and I was like, I'm simply not believing that right now.
I won't believe it until I see it.
I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not going to get myself wound up about this. I'm not. And then we did receive an insider text that did confirm that he was on the list. And I said, okay, shit's getting real. I need to prepare. I need to prepare mentally, and I need to prepare physically. And so I'm recording the podcast with Elizabeth and like seeing the text come in, and I said, babes, we got to take a pause because I got to see this Daniel Ricciardo fit.
Quick break.
I got to see it because I simply won't be able to continue to have this conversation until I know what he looks like. My boy was so handsome.
He was so handsome.
He looked so handsome, and he looked like so happy to be there, but also like so out of his element.
He was so nervous. You could tell he was so nervous, and he like didn't. It was literally like, what do I do with my hands?
It literally was, and it was just like, I kept being like, do you think people are gonna be nice to him? Like, as if it's his first day of school. I'm like, do you think kids are gonna like him? Do you think they're gonna be nice to him? Like, is he gonna make friends? I was worried about him because you don't get a +1 unless your +1 is also like super famous. Or like, especially when you go with a designer. The designer buys the table and invites their guests. So I was like, he's already kind of flying solo. I don't know who else is going to be at the table. I don't know if he knows any of those people. Which the table was incredibly random, which I loved. But
so random, obsessed with it.
Like Olivia Rodrigo and Janelle Monáe and like Alexander Skarsgård. But I think in the long run, and then he had the run-in with Anne Hathaway where Anne was like, oh, Daniel Ricciardo, I'm a huge F1 fan. That made my night. I was like, oh, thank God people recognize him, because obviously we see, and we've talked about this, where like when people go, he is such a celebrity in his own right? And he is so bubbly and so, charismatic that people, when they go to F1 races, are there to see him.
Right.
And he is the center of attention, but it's on his own turf.
Right.
Whereas this was very clearly not his element, not his turf. And he was kind of just like, will these people know wwho I am? Like, do I have the right to like be charismatic and like have an ego a bit? And it's like, yeah, babes, you do
because you got invited, so you do.
But apparently he hung out with Stormzy all night, which love that for me.
Obsessed. I did want, like, okay, I loved his fit, thought it was great, but I loved Lily's thoughts about this, where she was like, I wish Tom Brown had put him in one of
shorts.
Like the classic Tom Brown like shorts. Oh, I would have died.
Yeah, no,
I wish that happened.
We were in this house. We were like, "Where are the fucking shorts?" Because I don't know if you know this, but Tom Brown is Lee Pace's husband.
Yeah.
And on our wall of hot people, we have Lee Pace in Tom Brown shorts.
It's incredible.
So we're a big Tom Brown shorts family at this house, and so we were like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, Danny would have crushed
missed
with all of his tattoos, like
missed opportunity to put him in shorts and show us off. Like, oh,
I think maybe it would have been too much for the girlies.
Yeah, Tom was like,
I might have passed away.
Can't go that far. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom, for maybe thinking of my poor nerves. He did have compassion for my poor nerves last Monday. But it was like so good. I think Danny's just had like an incredible week.
Yeah.
He has been the main character all week long.
Absolutely.
He was just living his best life as Team Red Bull's wingman all weekend, just shooting the shit with all of the celebrity interviewers and just beat bopping around on Sea-Doos. Sea-Doo to survive.
Sea-Dooing to survive.
Which is so funny. I got so many DMs while you were gone that were like, Sea-Doo to survive is like one of my favorite episodes that you guys have ever done. It's so funny, and it's like my favorite inside joke that you guys have. Thank you so much.
Sea-Doo to survive, baby.
But he was just like just absolutely bopping around this weekend.
I loved it so much.
He was terrorizing Yuki.
Okay, their video of like the mini boat races, I was screaming. I was like, I have to have one of these boats. Like, they're so funny.
They were so cute. Perfect Yuki size. But it was when he goes, as soon as he steps foot on this boat, I'm gonna throw him in the water. I was like, Daniel Joseph Ricciardo, don't you
leave your little brother alone.
Don't you dare be mean to little Yuki. The poor kid's afraid of sharks, and you're like, I'm tossing him in the water the first second I get. But it was really cute. I think he just really shined this weekend. I think probably coming off of the Met Gala, he just had. He was
like, I'm a freaking star, baby, and don't you forget it. Don't you forget it.
His running in the paddock with Zach Brown, they were hugging, and I was like, he's whispering in his ear, like, I won, bitch.
Fuck you.
He's like, I won the breakup. Let's go.
Yeah, literally.
You know who didn't win the breakup?
Tell me.
Me. With Chipotle.
Okay, incredible segue.
I have beef with Chipotle and not a beef burrito.
So like my note in the agenda, I said, are you sure not barbacoa? I currently have barbacoa with.
I have carnitas Chipotle. With Chipotle right now. Okay,
I have carne asada. The new carne asada.
with queso. So Chipotle was giving away 10,000 free burritos if Haas scored points, and K-Mac pulled through and scored one singular point for Haas this weekend. And I turned on Twitter notifications to make sure that I got the code immediately, and I texted it, and I was still too fucking late. 10,000 burritos was not enough, Chipotle.
No.
Let me tell you that. You needed to do 100,000, okay?
Yeah.
And that's fake of you for not thinking about that, because all I wanted was my free fucking burrito. I was rooting for Haas this weekend. I'm not saying a lot.
But also, incredible partnership, incredible, like, thing for them to do. Like,
you know,
it was so
we
smart.
were rooting for Oscar Mayer earlier this year, but I think the Chipotle one has really done wonders so far. Like,
and
they got the memo.
If we had kept spitballing on that, we would have come to Chipotle, I think.
We would have gotten there. And I think, you know, they may not have heard us on the Oscar Mayer, but they definitely heard us on the fun partnership ideas.
They
did
hear us there. Yeah.
Once again, Ideas Factory. You guys are just we're spitting them out and you're picking them up. So great job.
They're picking up what we're putting down. That is for sure. They are smelling what we are stepping in, if you say.
Charles has also had a really big week this week.
Charles? Sorry. Is that like a...
Ooh. Full body chills.
My voice just broke because I was thinking about Charles. Charles has had a lot going on. Some good, some bad. I'm going to start with the bad.
Yeah, let's start with the bad.
The fucking pants. It's been a while since our king of the ugly pants has shown up.
Yeah.
And
what was going on?
What was even all the drivers were making fun of him.
Everyone was making fun of him.
He's like, you don't like them? And they're like, did you make those? Like, those are so ugly, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Apparently, even Fred Vasseur, when he walked into hospitality, was like, what are those?
Like, my guy, what are you wearing?
He needs to be humbled.
He needs help. He needs help. You can't have that pretty of a face and have impeccable style. Like,
that's so true.
He needs to have one flaw, and his flaw is his pant choice.
That's fair. That's so fair.
So the pants were so ugly. They were literally like acid, like bleach stripes.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. So anyways, I'm not talking about that anymore.
That's not my business.
Not talking about that anymore. But and the good news is that he threw out the pitch at the Yankees game last night.
Yes, he did.
And he looked fine
doing it. He looked
so good. Those photos, I was like, oh my God. Like,
the photo of him and Lorenzo eating hot dogs.
No, like, I'm like giggling, sweating.
I said, stars, they're just like us. Now,
like, but I would never look that good eating a hot dog.
How many hot dogs a year do you think Charles Leclerc realistically eats?
One hot dog.
Do you think he's ever had a hot dog ever in his life?
Hot dog he's ever had.
Like,
do you think he liked it?
Do you think he got it New York style? Do you
what do you think
toppings?
No, I think he would just do a ketchup.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. Like, did he do a plain?
Ketchup big?
Did he do? I don't know. Did he just do a plain wiener? Like, I don't know. Like,
is he a big plain wiener guy? I don't.
Like, I have to look at the photo now. I have to see if I can like dissect it to see what was on it.
Do you think, in terms of hot dog selections, do you think if he was given two options to either have a variety of toppings, like he could choose from a state, like, do you think he would choose a chili cheese dog? Do you think he would choose a Chicago style hot dog with all of the toppings on it? Do you think he would pick a New York style hot dog?
Okay, I'm looking at the photo right now. And really close, it looks like there's ketchup on it.
Okay.
There may be some mustard. I'm looking at his other friends.
Detective work.
I'm looking at his other friend's hot dog because, like, Lorenzo, you can't see what's on it. It's like turned away, so I can't see the topping. But his other friend has the dog facing the camera, so
he's got that wiener front and center.
He's meeting us wiener first here. Greeting him with some wiener first, and
frontal.
And it looks like he has a strip of mustard on it. So I'm assuming they got ketchup mustard like that, and like that
relish. Maybe you think?
It's not looking like relish. If not, big miss.
Always a big miss.
I'm thinking that's just like the classic ketchup mustard. I think that if he had a choice, I think he would go plain. Like, I think especially if he's not a big hot dog guy, like, I think all of the toppings would, like, stress him out. Like, I think, like, the like, chili cheese dog would really stress him out. Like, it stresses me out.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I think
but I love a Chicago-style dog.
I think that would also stress him out, like, too much on it. I think he'd go,
it's mostly vegetables on that, so maybe he would be like, this is healthy.
This is also, like, you did that to him for what? Such a bad photo of Lorenzo.
It's giving our photo shoot picture that you wouldn't let us buy because you were like, people are gonna Photoshop dicks in my mouth. That's what it's
like,
giving.
We can't buy that because this is
you're like,
recipe for disaster.
I see the future and I don't
Our
like
haters
it.
are just gonna put dicks in my mouth.
Lorenzo's haters are already on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he went classic ketchup mustard, maybe relish at the bottom, but I just can't see it. So, unsure. But Charles, I feel like that's what he would do.
Let us know what you got on your hot dog. I'm dying to know. These are important questions to be asked.
Yeah. Okay, of all the drivers, who do you think would do the best at the hot dog eating contest? I think it's Yuki. It's always the tiny ones, and also Yuki loves food. Like, Yuki would eat.
I think Yuki could put a lot away.
Crush the hot dogs, and I don't think he would be afraid to do the water dunk.
Yeah, I also think Nico Hulkenberg would be a sleeper pick.
Yeah.
Something about him just screams that he would be really good at a hot dog eating contest.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's his height, his build. I don't know. He's German. I think they are big on sausages over there. So, I think I feel a vibe about it.
I do too. Like, no, he definitely gives hot dog eating contest energy. That is absolutely certain. I feel like Bottas would also be pretty good at it for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he just has the, like, get down to business, like, gotta do what I gotta do. I'm eating all these dogs.
Yeah. Pierre would say no because it would be too gay.
It doesn't fit with his diet either. Yeah, it's way too phallic for Pierre to absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think that, like, any of the other ones really
Carlos.
Scream. Yeah, you're right. Carlos
would do it for the fun. Like, he would do it for the bit, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think he would necessarily perform the best, but I think that he would at least do it.
He would do it
to have fun willingly.
With it.
Yeah.
I think Danny would be really bad at it.
But he would also have fun with it.
He would have fun, but he wouldn't eat almost any.
Well,
he would try really hard, and I think he'd eat like maybe 10.
Yeah.
Yuki's crushing 50 dogs.
Minimum.
And
everyone's like, where is he putting those dogs?
Yuki's crushing 50 dogs. Out of context. Remember when we used to do
quotes?
Quotes. Maybe we should do that this weekend. It's just Yuki's crushing 50 dogs minimum. I have a carne asada with Chipotle. I'm seeing floats.
I'm getting a vision of floats.
I'm that so ravening floats right now. Okay, anyways. Also Charles obviously came out with a new song and it is obviously so depressing.
Hopefully after he had his first hot dog, he found the joy of living again.
Joy in life.
I know I do after I have a hot dog.
Every time I have a hot dog, I find that joy.
Wow, being alive is great.
I love life. Yeah,
Nothing can go wrong.
Charles is calling up Oscar Mayer for a sponsorship now. He's like, I've seen the light.
He said, I heard about this from 2 girls, and they're onto something.
I've seen the light, and it is hot dogs. Please sponsor me and make my car look like one of them.
Oh, he just gets a hot dog shooting gun. And he's just, like, shooting hot dogs everywhere.
On the Oscar Mayer float at the Vegas Grand Prix.
Now that's American culture.
Now that's America, baby.
song is pretty good. That's what's playing. He's like sadly just like tossing hot dogs. I feel like we need a video of like all of our random ass laughs that are not like our classic laughs.
Yeah, like yours the other week.
I couldn't even recreate that laugh if I tried. I don't know where that came from. That came from like depths of my soul.
I was like, yeah. It was like definition hee hee ha ha.
I was like this is giving laughter yoga.
Did you ever play that game where it's like laugh with a straight face? Haha. I'm dead. Okay.
Back to business as usual.
Anyways, Ferrari must have seen our petition about
Anyway, did you hear about Carlos? Anyway, Carlos, I know I said Danny was the main character of the week, but Carlos was the main character of the weekend.
For Ferrari, at least.
No, I think out of the whole paddock, because he was giving. He was serving cunt this weekend.
He was. What did you say?
He was serving cunt this weekend. You were so taken aback by that.
It's like, I thought you said that, but then I was like, did she say that? It's just like so unexpected. And I was like, did she say content?
Nope, you heard me. Serving cunt. And
C-U-N-T. See you next Tuesday, cunt.
And he was the hottest man in the paddock this weekend. We even got a little slow-mo action of him after qualifying that, I'm not going to lie to you, I have watched that video no less than 1,000 times. Like, it is
really good.
I'm imagining a scene from a movie where I'm seeing Carlos for the first time ever in my life, and we're falling in love.
It's like giving how I felt about the slow-mo Charles bike ride wink video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I got chills.
Yeah.
I got chills. They're multiplying.
And I'm loose in control.
Should that be your new theme song?
Yes.
Okay.
But
yes,
thank
they really have heard our petition to stop making him look ugly, because Ferrari did us right this weekend.
Like, they finally heard the calls loud and clear that Carlos is handsome as fuck, and they are not treating him as such. And I think it's to get back at Charles for crashing the car so many times
and they were like,
this weekend.
You thought you were our number one? Psych.
Guess what? Carlos is getting the beauty pageant treatment this weekend. Okay? He's at the top of the pyramid this weekend.
And you know what's not at the top of the pyramid this weekend? Lando's weird goatee.
What is going on with him?
He's got a soul patch.
Who told him that looked good? Lando, baby, do you think it looks good? Like, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like,
it's just like he's just grown his first facial hair, so he's really embracing it.
I guess.
It's so bad.
It's really, really something, and I'm not really a fan.
No. I am a fan of Nico Hulkenberg, though.
We're cruising through the agenda items now. We're like, segue.
Sorry, we just spent 15 minutes laughing about nothing. Nico was fashion.
Yeah.
Nico showed up and showed out. He was like, I'm going to give some looks this weekend.
He said, I'm in Miami, bitch.
And I said,
and you showed up.
Sure are. He looked great all weekend. He had some really fun matching sets, and you know that we love a matching set around here, and so we were into it.
100%. I love to see him give a little personality this weekend. We don't get a lot from him.
He was a new hot boy of the grid.
I would have loved to see a crocheted fit from his wife, though. Like, she should have crocheted a fucking button-down shirt for him. That would have been hot.
That would have been really hot. Like, Kevin Jonas wore, like, a crochet shirt, and I was like, this is what Nico should be wearing.
Exactly.
2 other hot boys of the paddock just confirmed Lance and Logan are hot, and that's all I'm going to say about that. You heard it here first, and we've been saying it, and they are hot.
They're hot. Objectively, they're hot, and if you don't think so, I'm sorry, get off the train.
And
we don't need you.
Checked.
We don't need you
Call
if you don't want to be here.
Optometrist.
But objectively speaking,
they're hot.
Hot boys. And they're in their hot boy summer.
Yes.
And we're here for it.
We are. And then the last thing of driver drama, F1 personnel updates.
we're going
back to school. We're in our Legally Blonde era, and we're going back to school. And instead of, oh no, we are going to Harvard.
We're going to Harvard. We're just not going to Harvard
like
Law.
It's hard. What, like it's hard? We're going to be teacher's pet in Professor Toto Wolff's class.
Now that's a book I'd like to read.
We'll write it.
coming to a Kindle Unlimited near you. Toto Wolff Professor storyline. Yeah, he's like an adjunct professor though. Or he's like a fellow. Like he's not like really. I think he's gonna teach 1 class a year. That's basically it. He's like a guest lecturer.
So we'll just be part-time students, and we'll just take 1 course a year, and it's just his. What are you majoring in? Toto Wolff.
Yes, I was just reading a text message about Scotty and Chloe's wedding, which I forgot that they were getting married finally this week. Oh my
God, I know.
Oh my God, it's about time.
And you want to know what they did? They did what I didn't do, and they scheduled their wedding around F1.
Not on F1 weekend, because they said all of our friends are in F1, so
yeah, our family and friends are there.
It's gonna have to be. Where do we think it is?
Ibiza. No,
probably somewhere really fun.
I don't know. They did their engagement party in the south of France, so do we think maybe they'll go back there? I feel like I could also see them doing like almost like a Kim K Italian.
I was gonna say, villa. I feel like and then that makes sense because everyone's gonna be in Italy anyway for Imola, so
that's true. I could also see like Greece, like a Greek island. They like rent out a whole island for the you know,
because I feel like it's got to be destination. Because Scotty's family would have to travel far if they were going to Canada. You know, so I feel like they got to do somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Everyone has to travel.
Yeah,
we'll see. I guess.
All right, it's a good segue into the girls' room.
The girls' room, guys. You know, I have been begging the girls to get it together so that I have more to talk about, and today they did that. So. We did, as predicted, we had several wags in the paddock this weekend. We had Lily, we had Carmen, we had Kelly, we had Tiffany, we had Egle, and we had Kika. And that's more wags in the paddock at one time than we've had in a long time. Mm-hmm. We also had someone else in Miami. Unconfirmed if she was in the paddock, but Miss Louisa was in Miami, and our eyes were peeled. They were opened. We were looking. We were watching. We were waiting. So Louisa was in, was somewhere, probably like Hawaii or somewhere cool for a while.
She was in Tulum.
She was in Tulum for a while, and then she was like, next stop is Miami to coincide with the F1 race. Louisa loves to post everything she's doing. She gave us no updates about Miami. She gave us like one post of her fit where she was looking so hot. That like little lacy top.
She looked so good.
But she gave us no updates. So everyone's like, is there a rekindling? Is there a reunion? Is she there with Lando? Is she meeting up with him? Who knows? We may never know, but we can guess and we can hope.
Maybe she's the one who told him to grow his facial hair.
No, she would never. I know that. I know she would never do
that. I know that to be true.
That's why she didn't post about it, because she's like, actually, I'm
embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to be with this man with his facial hair.
She was like I was going to give him another chance, and then he showed up with that, and I said, never mind. And then, speaking of Nico Hulkenberg showing up and showing out, I don't know why I was talking about Nico Hulkenberg. Wrong person.
I was like, okay, interesting segue.
Speaking of him,
his teammate
is having another baby. Yeah, so K-Mag and Louise are having another baby, and I'm so excited because their little baby Laura is so adorable. beautiful. And I just like
K-Mag is such a girl dad for sure.
Oh, yes. I'm like obsessed with it. And so I'm like very excited. We're going to have another baby in the paddock. Love this. Okay. Like Luisa was like a side eye situation. There was another side eye situation that was in the paddock. And that is Juliana Nalu. Who, if you all know, that is Lewis's
maybe
boo thing. She was the one that was in Antarctica with Lewis and then was at Coachella with him and his friends. But so like the common denominator for those two events was Shaun White and Nina Dobrev. Yeah. And so people were like, maybe that she's friends with like Shaun and Nina. And like, that's why she's been around at those two events. They were not there this weekend.
Right.
It was just her. So then what is the common denominator from all three of those events? Lewis.
Carl Davidson Hamilton.
Carl Davidson.
I said Carl Davidson.
I thought you said David Hamilton.
No, Carl Davidson Hamilton.
Lewis Carl Davidson Hamilton.
Okay, I've got it in this brain.
So it's looking more and more like that might be his lady friend.
Yes.
And she's so freaking beautiful. I'm like into it. She's no Kim K, but I'm into it.
We'll take it. Take it.
I also need to talk about Lily and Alex. Once again, them just being the cutest, best ever. And Alex's helmet was amazing. It was a golf ball. Loved it so much. And then they had like the cutest like promo of the helmet, like launching it, of him and Lily and her like pretending to hit the ball and his head was in it. And
it was so cute.
And then she posted today and she was like, please tell me I get to keep this helmet. Like, I just like love them and their little collabs.
Speaking of Lily, I don't know if you saw my text, but I'm going to the LPGA event.
I know.
In Jersey this Friday.
Why are you going to that? That's so fun.
It's a work event. And for the women's ERG, we're getting a couple, like whoever's around, we're taking a field trip to
so fun
the golf event on Friday in Jersey. It's very fun. I have rented a car and I'm literally like, beep beep, Nicole's an Uber, get in the fucking car.
I'm obsessed.
But I did check, and Lily is a reserve player this weekend. And which was funny because I was like I was like typing in Control F Lily and it was not coming up. And I was like searching, but that's not what she goes by when she plays. She goes by
Mooney.
Mooney, is that how you say it? And we had a follower DM us and say, Alex was on my flight from Miami to New York on Sunday night. So I was like, kind of makes sense. If she's going to be here, he's going to be here. Maybe he's going to go to her thing this weekend. So fingers crossed, manifest minute for an Alex Albon run-in. But I'm excited. Hopefully seeing Lily IRL. Again, we've already seen her IRL, but like doing what she does, you know, doing her element.
Her element. Yeah,
exactly.
On her turf. Love that. Another thing that everyone wants us to talk about is Kelly Piquet pretending that she was going to the Met Gala. This was the tea I needed. Like this is the WAG drama that I need. Like, ladies, look at this. Kelly. Okay, so first of all, there's all these rumors going around that Kelly calls the paparazzi on herself. And it's 100%
which I believe.
True. I believe that to be true. Like, there's all these like paparazzi photos of her in New York, and I'm like, around the Met Gala, Kelly Piquet is like the least famous person in New York. The paparazzi are not following Kelly Piquet from her hotel. She's also staring at them. She's like serving face. She's like looking over her shoulder. She knows her angles with them. Like, I know you called those on yourself, babe. 100%. And like, fine, good for you. But like, I know you did that. And then her being like,
pretend.
Like, let's not pretend these are like random paparazzi photos. And then she was like, doing all these things, like getting ready for like the big event, or like she was at like a pre-Met event, which like I feel like it's kind of like the Oscars. Like there are like pre-Oscars events where even if you're not invited to the Oscars, you get to like go to those. Or like,
but it's the fact that she basically was just like in New York this weekend and like I'm getting ready,
wink,
and
wink.
Like and she was very much just like up to your imagination what I'm doing this Monday. And I was kind of like, okay, girly, we get it. You think you're going to the Met Gala. You're not. I know you're not. If I know they pared down the invite list this year.
Yeah, I
know you certainly did not make the cut.
So that was a very fun thing going on. And just everyone like, what is she going to do when the Met happens and she's not there. Like, how is she going to address this? She didn't. But it was just really funny of her to like have done that.
I know she's been so quiet on social media, and then all of a sudden, right before the Met, she's just like posting all these paparazzi pictures of her and like the things that she did with P, and then now again radio silence. Really,
yeah,
great,
cool. Also, Kika and Pierre.
They like coordinated their outfits all weekend and they looked so good.
They looked really good. She is really, like we said it before, she's a really good wag.
Yeah.
Like, she's giving us what we need. She's like coming with the fits. She's like coming with like the BTS Pierre photos. Like, she's just like a good wag. Like, she's not too public. She's not too private. Like, she shows her life, but she's not like using F1 for herself. Like, I don't know. I just feel like she's a good wag, and like she's giving us the fits. Like, she's like doing what she needs to do. And I love it.
100%. I like her. I'm glad that she's around.
Me too. I'm enjoying her fashion sense. I'm enjoying I think she's doing a good job. She can stay. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Someone else that I'm obviously always allowing, Issa, finally giving us a little bit of like wink wink nudge nudge, I'm dating Carlos.
Yeah, I know.
Like, she never does, and I think that when she does, it's so fun. And this was in a big way because she is modeling for Ferrari style.
I know. Huge.
It was a really cool campaign. It was her, and it was our absolute girl, Naomi Schiff, in this campaign, just like modeling the clothes.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I'm happy to see her getting her bag from her mans.
Yeah, it's about time she benefited from that.
Right?
Charlotte's punching the air right now.
Literally, she's so mad. She's so mad. No, but we actually shouldn't say that because Charlotte has come out recently to say that she is currently going through a lot mentally and physically, and is taking a step away from social media.
Oh, I miss that.
And I really applaud her for that. Yeah, no, she put up a story just being like, I'm going to be gone for a little bit. Like, I'm not going to be posting as frequently. And she, I guess, had like a health scare. She was in Paris and she had like a growth on her leg or something. And she had to like get rushed to the hospital and like get surgery to get it removed. And she's like now in recovery. And so she can't really work out. She can't eat certain things, and she said that she's been going through a lot with like mental health and getting into a good place, quote, like with her eating, which we've all kind of been like looked and been like something might be going on there, and like kind of worried. So she's taking a step back from social media to like get back to being healthy, and I think that's a really good idea from her, because I do think that like there's been a lot going on in her life lately, and I'm happy to see her taking care of herself.
We are proud of you, Charlotte, for taking the steps that you need.
From two mentally unwell girls to another. Do the things you need to do.
The two girls.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Who both suffered through eating disorders and mental illnesses.
We're there for you. We get it.
Girl Scout honor.
Girl Scout honor. We get it. And that's the end of the girls' room today. Actually had some shit in there, which is nice.
Thank God. We're
once,
this was a week we had.
This is a week we had, but luckily, I mean, like we said, the European races are here, and so the WAG content is coming. I know
it's gonna just shoot straight.
Also,
to the top.
We didn't get to talk about this. I don't know why, but I think it happened right after the last episode we recorded together. WAG's F1 is back, and they have a new admin.
I know.
She's great. She also has her own like F1 page. So I think she's gonna be a really good admin for WAG's F1, and I'm just so happy to see my favorite account back in action.
We will miss you, Elle, but
we will miss you, Elle, but best of luck in your studies and your life.
Yes.
Love you always.
We'll try and pick up the slack where we can.
Yeah. We'll do what we can.
All right, and that's kind of wraps up this week in news. I think
that wraps it up.
About time for our Manifest Minute.
Let's do it.
So the Manifest comes from Ireland, where Kate is recently back from. This request comes from Dire. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. We did just watch a ton of YouTube videos, and they all seem to pronounce it differently. But this is, thank you for indicating, a time-sensitive manifest minute for her best friend, Rob. And she is asking for us to manifest to pass his surgical exam this week on May 15th.
Wow.
So he really needs to pass it to get into the next year of his plastic surgery training scheme. You want to practice
Can he help us? Can he help us so that brands want to work with us? Because we're not skinny and pretty enough.
And she says he's worked so hard for years. Hello, becoming a doctor during a global pandemic. Retweet. Amen. And she really wants him to succeed and get everything he wants in life, but especially to become a full surgeon. He's a huge fan of the pod.
Hey.
And would love to hear you cheering him on. All thoughts and manifestations welcome. And then she says, P.S. Congrats on the beautiful Cliffs of Moher engagement.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel very personally connected to this manifest, so all of my manifesting powers are going into this.
Huge. Kate she's in Ireland with you.
Yeah.
She's setting the scene.
Rob, I'm there with you. I am manifesting. I'm feeling the Irish presence.
She's
washing
standing over
me
your
right
shoulder as you're taking your test.
And both the angel and the devil on your shoulder. Not
menacingly, but supportively. Okay, so if everyone can please close their eyes, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and imagine our friend Rob, who has been studying very, very hard to become a plastic surgeon and change people's lives and faces. And he has, been working through a global pandemic. He's had a lot of things against him, but he's dedicated to his craft. And he knows that once he exits this exam, he's going to pass with flying colors. And the next step of his journey is going to be a piece of cake. He's excited about it. He's surrounded by friends and family as he gets his results, and everyone is cheering for him and celebrating his success. He is feeling all of the love and the support from the TG1F community in this moment as well. So take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and open your eyes. And now let's just go forward into the week. And, on the 15th, really just think about Rob and his success and taking the test. Because I think if all of us collectively put good thoughts towards Rob, we know that he'll have the confidence and the ability to succeed here, which even without the TG1F powers, I at least believe in him.
Absolutely.
And I know that he's going to, not have a problem at all.
And if you have a moment leading up to the 15th, grab a quick pint and cheers with someone near you and say Shlanja for Rob.
Grab a Guinness.
For Guinness.
Kate and Rob.
I won't be because I had far too many in Ireland. But I will grab a pint of something else and I will say Shlanja for Rob.
Cheers.
Amen.
And that's the pod this week, guys. Thanks for
sorry it was so short. That's all we had to talk about.
Yeah, God forbid we have anything to talk about this week.
What a boring week it was, huh?
F1's been boring, huh? But guys, this has been fun. Next week we won't be together, but 2 weeks we will be together, and we can't wait. So prepare to be sick of us.
Prepare to be sick of me.
But until then,
we'll see you on the internet.
Bye.